Mitch coming in for the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you with commanders that are dominating the current meta. Of course, there's a card list link in the description below in case you're interested in any of these cards I talk about in this episode. Now with all that said, let's jump into them. First up, the Dragon, with nearly 47,000 decks to its name, according to EDH Rec. The Dragon is a monster. Well, not just in the meta, but of course, it is gigantic. I mean, look at those like regular-sized dragons you see in the background. You're like, oh, this dragon that is so much larger than all of them. It is a 10/10 dragon avatar for 9 mana in Wooburg. And it has, well, one of the most OP things in the world, Eminence. As long as in the command zone or on the battlefield, other dragon spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. This is basically a free, kind of ley line that you start the game off with, basically, that your opponents can't interact with. You just get a free for doing nothing, cost reduction while you're dragons. It also has flying, of course, it is a dragon. And whenever one or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards. You may put a permanent card from your hand right on the battlefield. So basically, 3-shot, nearly a 2-shot KO commander, and very easily a 1-shot KO commander that is evasive, that permanently reduces the cost of all your dragon spells, even without having to play it. And of course, one that says, hey, swing with a bunch of dragons, and by the way, then draw a ton of cards and cheat things into play. There's a reason why this one is so good. I mean, also, dragons have a ton of support. Dragon Temp is a great card. Creature flying enters battlefield control, it gains haste until end of turn. Basically, all your creatures have haste. Oh, and by the way, hey, dragon enters the battlefield control, deals X damage to any target X the number of dragons you control. So this is basically removal, potentially game-ending player removal, and also hasty swinging right away. It's insane. Of course, I mean, other support that they've gotten throughout the years. Dragons have a lot of support, one of the most well-supported tribes out there. Crux of Fate, choose one. Destroy all dragons, you're not going to do that. Or destroy all non-dragons. Yeah, one-sided board wipe is crazy good. And of course, there are so many amazing dragons out there, including a lot of legendary dragons like Atraxa, 6/4 dragon with Flample for 7 mana. Whenever a dragon control attacks against double strike until up turn, a way to basically turn all of your dragons into even more decimating forces out there, including your commander, which now is nearly a 1-shot KO with this. Any kind of anthem effect will make it into a 1-shot KO with this. But yeah, over the years, of course, dragons have gotten a lot of support. I mean, if you want to spend an insane amount of money, Smog is also crazy good. 4/3 dragon with flying and haste for 4 mana in red. Attacks, deals damage, deals the number of treasure control to any target. Oh, and by the way, your game grab, keep making a treasure. Yeah, again, with this commander, this is, turn 3 at the very latest. Get this out, and all of a sudden just keep making treasures. Dragon gets so much insane support over the years, so much insane things, and Eminence, again, is one of the most powerful, most broken, most insane things of all time. There's a reason why Dragon is so incredibly popular and so incredibly powerful. Not too far behind, though, is Edgar Markov at number 2 with just over 46,000 decks to its name. I say just over, I mean, it's an insane amount of decks. A 4/4 Vampire Knight for 6 mana in Mardu, and you'll see a slight pattern between these first two commanders. Eminence. Yeah, again, having free stuff just without having to do anything is insanely powerful. And Wizards, well, over the years has limited how much they utilize this. Basically never, essentially. They brought it back once, but it's crazy good. Whenever you cast another vampire spell, if Edgar Markov is on the command zone or on the battlefield, you get a 1/1 vampire. Crazy. First strike haste, whenever it attacks, put a counter to each vampire you control. Yeah, basically, you just play vampires and you get free additional vampires. So it's basically the most supported kind of tribal effect that you can possibly have, or one of them, basically. It is just like, hey, you know how it's good to have vampires in play? Well, play vampires, make more vampires for free. And again, your opponents cannot interact with this. They cannot stop it. And when you do need to kind of finish opponents off, sure, throw this in play and start swinging and making your vampires larger. You don't even really need to do that ever, though. You can, but you don't need to. Indulge Aristocrat, a great card for this. A 1/1 low the ground vampire noble with lifelink for a single black mana. Oh, and by the way, by paying 2, you sacrifice a creature, you get a counter each vampire you control. So basically, turn your go wide strategy into a go tall strategy at the same time. And again, it's just a 1 mana value creature that just says, hey, you know what? Get even more vampires in play because you play this and you get a second one. While you're going about getting those creatures in play and then sacrificing them maybe, just drain your opponents as well. Hey, whenever this other creature dies, target player loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. Also, obviously, it's a vampire. You're going to drain your opponents and you are going to win. Of course, they've got newer cards as well. Newer vampires. Again, one of the most supported tribes out there that keeps getting more and more support. Scheming Silvertongue. 2 mana, 1/3 Vampire Warlock, Flying Lifelink. Beginning of your second main phase, if you gain 2 more life this turn, it becomes prepared. There's a lot of ways to gain life. I mean, this has lifelink, other vampires lifelink too. Sign in Blood, sorcery for 2 mana. Target player draws 2 cards, loses 2 life. Yeah, just additional, again, cards that basically can fill multiple roles for you. Vampires that are low to the ground, but also now this is also card advantage for you too. A lot of support and a lot of ways to super tune your deck. I mean, Captivating Vampire, though, of course, is insanely good. One of the best probably lords out there of all time, I would say. A 2/2 Vampire for 3 mana. Other vampires get +1/+1. Oh, by the way, tap 5 vampires and gain control target creature. It's a vampire. Oh, okay. So just go, hey, yeah, I've gone wide with my vampires. You know what? You look like you could be a vampire in my team, so you're a vampire now. Come over here. All of a sudden, now you're even larger, and now you're in my team. It's impossible for opponents to keep good creatures on the board when this is in play. Edgar Markov is insanely powerful. There's a reason why it's the second most popular commander of all time right now. Again, number 2 over the past 2 years, according to EDH Rec. Again, Eminence. It's a cheaty effect. It is literally, I don't have to do anything. I just get a free additional effect for doing nothing. And it's one of the most supported tribes out there in an amazing color combination for them. Y'shtola Knights Blessed is skyrocketing in popularity over the past year or so. It is insanely popular. 41,000 decks already. And again, this has been out, again, basically a year. 2/4 Cat Warlock with Vigilance for 4 mana and Esper at the beginning of each end step. If a player lost 4 more life this turn, you draw a card. Oh, and by the way, whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, Y'shtola deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. This is one where, again, the potential of card draw is insane. With each trip around the table, you have the possibility of drawing 4 cards off your commander. Oh, and by the way, it's a commander that can also, well, decimate your opponents with life loss. I mean, damage, essentially, right? And you can take advantage of that in many ways, too. And you can gain a lot of life as well. I mean, a card like Curiosity, anyone? Hey, enchant creature for a single blue mana. Whenever enchant creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. Insane. With this commander, now all of a sudden you attach this, you cast any non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, you're dishing out 2 damage to each opponent. That is 1 card drawn per opponent. You are drawing 3 cards off of that on top of the cards that you're probably drawing anyways with the, the life loss essentially that you're getting to. It's crazy good. Frantic Search, of course, cards like this, they're like, hey, you know what, I cost, 3 or more, but kind of not. Frantic Search, 3 mana, draw 2, discard 2, untap to 3 lands. Basically, hey, looting for 2 for free. And of course, you get that trigger off your commander. Decorum Dissertation, how about something that's free to cast all the time? Lesson, sorcery for 5 mana and black. Target player draws 2, loses 2. Basically, a card that we talked about earlier. But this one has Paradigm, hey, which means basically you get to exile the first time you resolve a spell with this name. You can cast a copy from exile without paying its mana cost at the beginning of each of your main phases. Essentially kind of epic without the restriction on not being able to play other things. Yeah, you just keep getting Sign in Blood again and again and again and again and again, and your commander will keep triggering again and again and again and again and again. And of course, when it comes to life loss, a Painful Conjurer is a great one. Enchant for 5 mana, opponent casts a spell, they lose 5 life, they discard a card. Yeah, great control type effect, but also one that says, hey, do you want to lose life or, discard a card? If you don't discard a card, you're also triggering my commander then at the end step so I can draw even more cards. Of course, you can also play into this and lose life on your own terms, again, like Mischievous Poltergeist style. Just going like, oh yeah, by the way, I lost 4, so I'll draw a card, and you've got plenty of ways to gain that back, obviously. This is an insane control commander that just gives you so much potential in its color combination. There's a reason why it is skyrocketing in popularity. Again, already at 41,000. It's been out for a year, and it's already in 3rd place. What's the potential of this one? Will it ever get to 1st? Who knows? Atraxa Praetors Voice is a mainstay in Commander for a reason. Just got patched by Soul, but still 4th place. 41,000 decks to its name, slightly less. I think it's like 4 less decks actually than Y'shtola right now, but still a 4/4 Angel for 4 mana, every color but red. Flying Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink, keyword soup right there. Behavior end step, Proliferate. Yeah, that is why this is such a popular commander and why it will always be a popular commander, because the go wide potential of this when it comes to the types of decks it can be, the type of archetypes it can be, is insane. It's like, hey, you know what? We could do this, we could do that, we can do all the things basically. We can do every single thing you want to do. You can go in so many directions. I mean, one fun direction for you. Hey, how about Infect? How about Poison counters? Blight Agent, an amazing card. 1/1 Human Rogue with Infect that's unblockable. Costs 2 mana. Get it out, hit an opponent, all of a sudden, oh, you've got Infect. Sorry, you got Poison, I mean. By the way, now that you've got Poison with all these proliferate effects that I have, yeah, you're going to lose. It's a ticking time bomb on you. Pensive Professor, just a way to illustrate this with +1 counters. Another great way to build with this commander. A 0/2 Human Wizard with Increment for 3 mana in blue. Whenever one of our counters are put on this creature, draw a card. Yeah, Proliferate means you're going to keep getting more and more and more counters on it, drawing more and more and more cards. One at a time to get that proliferation. Obviously, again, I mean, you can go with Planeswalkers too. You can go with a Super Friends build. Oh, the Teferi, a great card. Enters the battlefield, exile target permanent you control. Turn the battlefield, it's controlled, begin next end step. Great way to blink something, maybe like a Planeswalker to reset it if you need to. Activate loyalty abilities of Planeswalkers you control twice each turn rather than once. Yeah, way to get to ultimates very, very quickly, including proliferation effects. Obviously, Technifall, insane with this commander. If you proliferate twice instead. You can also make this indestructible very, very easily. Yeah, this and many other things over the past couple of years have really helped support a proliferate type build. Got a lot of more ways to proliferate these days as well. And again, for the vast amount of colors that this has, again, nearly the best color combination, nearly Wooburg, but we're very close, just everything but red. This is an insanely popular commander because it can go in so many directions, can be built in so many different ways, and has so much support over the years. It's crazy, crazy good, and there's a reason why it's still in 4th place. 5th place, and spoiler alert, the only mono-colored commander on this list, we've got Krenko Mob Boss. I believe last time I looked, the only mono-colored commander in the top 20. 39,000 decks to its name, because sometimes the best solution is the simplest solution. A 3/3 Goblin Warrior for 4 mana in red. Tap, create X 1/1 Goblin creature tokens, or X the number of goblins you control. Every other commander on this list has like so many different things going on, and this is like, I make goblins. What else do you do? Nothing. I make goblins. Cool. Yeah, there's a reason why this is so popular. It's so simple, but so beautiful and so much fun. I mean, goblins are just one of the most fun tribes out there. Again, one of the most supported as well. And it's such a straightforward commander that has a little bit of nuances to it as well, though, because, well, a lot of builds, and I'm not saying that they're wrong for doing this, though, are just like, okay, all the best goblins of all time, chuck them in the deck, and there you go. It's great still. It's very great, obviously. Goblin War Chief, an amazing one. A 2/2 Goblin Warrior for 3 mana in red. Goblins cost 1 to cast. Cool. Good for you. Also, they have haste. Amazing. Now you can activate your commander right away. How about Skirk Prospector? A 1/1 Goblin for a single red mana, sacrifice a Goblin at red. This can make things absolutely insane. Crazy time. But here's the thing that many players skip out on, and they should not. Threaten effects are crazy good with this commander. Sorcery for 3 mana, Karizev's Expertise. Gain control to our creature or vehicle until turn. Untap again, stays until turn. Oh, and by the way, you can cast something for free. Mana value 2 less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Good for you. Here's the thing with this commander again. You basically go, okay, tap Krenko. Let's say I've got 5 goblins in play. Cool, including Krenko. All right, I make 5 goblins. Now I'm at 10. Oh, okay. Usually you'd have to wait till like next turn to do something then to tap it again. Oh, but if I actually threaten my own creature, gaining control of it, cool, whatever. Untapping it is the main thing. Now I can tap it again. So you can see the exponential growth that you have, again, doubling and then doubling again on the same turn, basically going from 5 to 10 to 20 on one turn, gaining 15 goblins. You have 4 times the army in a turn just by threatening once. If you can threaten a second time in a turn, you're up to 40 from 5. Absolutely crazy times can be had with this. And of course, yeah, there are plenty of ways to grant your team haste, swing right away, or you can just have like Impact Tremors in play and you just win. Creature enters battlefield control, 1 damage each opponent. If you've got all the money in the world, get Perforos instead, or on top of that as well, you want both. That being said, Krenko Mob Boss, again, is incredibly popular for a reason. It is simple. It is straightforward. It is so incredibly budget-friendly, and there are nuances to it as well. Again, you can just take all the, best goblins out there, some very expensive ones as well, and chuck them into a deck. And you can also just go, oh, you know what? Yeah, some really good goblins, obviously, that are really amazing. Obviously, use them, Skirk Prospector, etc. But, of course, also, maybe use Threaten effects where you can just untap your commander and do it again. If you need to use Threaten effects to take your opponent's creatures, you can as well. It's such a cool commander, such a fun commander. And who doesn't love goblins? They're amazing. Next up, Kaalia of the Vast at number 6. 36,000 decks to its name still right now. Again, an older commander, but one that is so loved by many. And one that, again, blends a couple of different tribes together for a perfect kind of synergy. A 2/2 human cleric with flying for 4 mana and Mardu. When it attacks an opponent, you may put an angel, demon, or dragon creature card from your hand on the battlefield, tapped and attacking that opponent. Here's the thing about this one. Again, it is one that kind of like Atraxa, you can go in a couple of different ways. You can go an Angel Tribal, Tribal Demon Tribal, or Dragon Tribal, or a combination of both, like the best of all the worlds. So whatever kind of direction you want to go with it, you can go with it. And again, these are 3 of the most supported tribes of all time. I would say, definitely Dragons. Angels probably slightly below that. And then, yes, Demons are a little less supported than that, but still, over the years, more and more supported. I mean, you can just go like, oh yeah, let's just drop Giselle, Blade of Gold Knight on the battlefield and do some crazy things. 5/5 flying first strike angel for 7 mana. Base source deal damage to an opponent or permanent opponent controls. Hey, you know what? Double that damage up. But if they hit me instead of a source hits me, prevent half that damage. Or, by permanents. So it's absolutely crazy. Doubling up everything and then just denying your opponents of everything. Absolutely crazy to cheat this into play. Or how about when it comes to a demon? Rune Scarred Demon, a 6/6 for 7 mana with flying. ETBs, search life for a card, put in your hand, then shuffle. Basically, ETB tutor. All of a sudden, you're like, oh yeah, cheating to play. Tutor for something absolutely huge and set yourself up for victory. Balefire Dragon. Yeah, crazy good dragon. 6/6 dragon with flying for 7 mana. Deals combination to player, deals that much damage each. Creature the player controls basically a board wipe that you just cheat into play that an opponent is not going to be expecting. That's going to be flying over their army and hitting them. And of course, full throttle. Cards like this. Cards are like, what's really good with this commander? Attacking more than once in a turn. This one says, hey, after this first main phase or traditional combat phase, be individuals combats, untap all creatures attack this turn. Wizard, you need a shorthand just to be like, hey, take 2 extra combats. Just find a shorthand, okay? You can do it. I believe in you, all right? Put a lot of things in parentheses, whatever you need to do. But basically, 2 extra combats. So, yeah, getting this trigger more than once in a turn is insane. There's even an angel out there that can do it, too. That being said, again, it is a commander that is incredibly supported, has some of the most fun tribes out there, some of the biggest creatures out there as well that you want to cheat into play, and it keeps getting more and more and more support over the years. And again, you can take it in so many directions. There's a reason why it's in 6th place right now, still over all the years, with over 36,000 decks to its name over the past 2 years. Sauron, the Dark Lord, is at 7th place with over 33,000 decks to its name. A 7/6 avatar for 6 mana in Grixis. Ward sacrifice a legendary artifact or legendary creature. When opponents cast a spell, a Mass Orcs 1. Whenever an army control deals combat to player, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 4 cards. A lot going on with this one. Again, we talked about how, like, with Krenko, it was like, okay, it does one thing. This, like, does all the things. Oh, and by the way, it kind of basically is hexproof because your opponents, if they don't have their commander in play, most likely don't have anything they can sacrifice to actually take this out. Even if they do have their commander in play, they're like, well, that's a hefty cost to actually just try to target this. And of course, there's ways for them to just go, oh yeah, counterspell. Yeah, let's stop that. So no. A big, hefty cost that lets this be protected. This essentially is a commander that also goes in like, all right, let's go with the ring tempting you. It's like one of the only commanders that actually does that, so you're able to really support yourself with that kind of a build. Some really fun things with it. I mean, call the ring anyone. Begin your upkeep, the ring tempts you. Cool. Okay, basically, so on your upkeep now, you can just go, oh yeah, discard my hand, draw 4 cards? Sure. Oh, and also, hey, whenever you choose a creature as the ring bearer, you can pay 2 life if you do draw a card. Also, yeah, a nice benefit there too, obviously. So yeah, if you want to go full, like, ring tempting you, just discarding your hand and wheeling all the time, you can do some crazy things with that, of course. I mean, cards like Teferi's Age's Insight make it so that you're getting even more than a full hand each time you do that. Because if you draw a card, except the first one you draw on each of your draw steps, draw 2 instead. Basically, now draw 8 off of that instead of 4, which is already insane. You can do some really crazy fun things with that. Of course, obviously, I mean, discarding cards in your graveyard, a newer card like Grave Researcher can really take advantage of that. A Reanimate on a stick. Put target creature card from a graveyard on the battlefield under control. You lose life, you that card's mana value for just a single black mana. Oh yeah, and at the beginning of your upkeep, it's a rail 1. If you got 3 more creature cards in your graveyard, it becomes prepared. It's going to stay prepared because you're going to get a lot of cards in your graveyard when you keep wheeling again and again and again and again. Of course, cards like Goblin Bombardment are insane with this as well. Again, play into the Mass Orcs 1 thing. Sacrifice a creature, it deals 1 damage to any target. Yeah, when an opponent casts a spell, you Mass Orcs 1, so you're like, okay, you cast a spell. Cool, I have an orc. All right, sacrifice it. Ping an opponent. Or you cast spell, sacrifice, ping an opponent. Because obviously, again, with the armies, you know, they build up instead of wide when you're amassing. But now you just basically go wide and chuck them all at opponents. Sauron can go in a lot of different directions. Again, if you want to build a ring tempting you deck, this is the best direction to go. And it is just an insane commander that is incredibly hard to deal with and can be very, very, very powerful. Now in 8th place, though, with nearly 33,000 decks to its name, we've got Ms. Bumbleflower. Yeah, looks incredibly friendly, but incredibly deadly. A 1/5 Rapid Citizen Vigilance for 4 mana in Bant. Whenever you cast a spell, target opponent draws a card, put a counter on target creature, gains flying until a turn. Second time ability to resolve this turn, draw 2 cards. Yeah, this is one that, again, opponents are like, oh, it's so cute. No, it's so incredibly deadly. This is one that's more in that political control type of a commander, one that you can make deals with opponents with, and then you can do some crazy, crazy, crazy things. I mean, like, how about a newer card that works really well with it? Bird of Wise Extrapolator. A 1/4 Frog Druid. It's got Increment. And, hey, whenever one of our counters are put on it, you had 1 mana of any color. You can also make Fractals, too. Good for you. What really matters with this one is, hey, get a counter on this from your commander and get a mana back. So, again, every single time you're casting a spell, you get a free mana back off of this when you target this and get a counter on it. Absolutely crazy. Or how about Wizard class? Hey, you got a maximum hand size. Lovely. Comes level 2, you draw 2 cards. Most importantly, the level 3, draw a card, put a counter on target creature you control. So yeah, now you're drawing all those cards and you're getting all those counters. I mean, you could turn Ms. Bumbleflower into a one-shot KO if you really wanted to with this. Of course, obviously, there's some combos that you can do with Ms. Bumbleflower too. That being said, you don't even need to do that. Chasm Skulker cards like this are crazy good with this. 1/1, draw a card, put a counter on this creature. When it dies, you make X 1/1s that have Island Walk. X number of counters on this creature. Yeah, you make a giant creature that when it dies, it pops, and all of a sudden you make even more amazing creatures. Or you can make them giant too with Jewelry Element, Wally Recluse. A 1/2, it says, draw your second card to turn, make a 2/2. You'll be drawing an insane amount of cards with this commander by paying 6 mana in green until a target creature control a base power bonus XX number of cards in your hand. Again, there are so many ways to win this commander. Of course, combo is a way that you can win it as well. If you have an infinite number of cast triggers, you're like, oh yeah, by the way, you all draw out and I win. Ms. Bumbleflower looks adorable, looks so cute. Obviously can be group hug, but obviously is probably tricking you in its political control, and they're absolutely going to dominate you with this adorable rabbit citizen that just wants to give you cookies. All the cookies in the world. Pantlaza at number 9. Over 32,000 decks to its name. Lazy Pants. I like to call it Lazy Pants because of its name. Anyways, 4/4 dinosaur for 5 mana in Naya. Whenever Lazy Pants or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X Rexes this creature's toughness, or that creature's toughness, I should say. There's only once each turn. Basically, hey, Discover is Cascade with maybe holding the card if you want to instead. Being able to get free things off the top of your library is insane. And yes, it only happens 1 each turn, but it can happen on your opponent's turns as well. Meaning that with each trip around the table, it can happen 4 times. And the amount of that you can discover is crazy, crazy, crazy good. Obviously, again, it's based off of toughness, and there are some really tough dinosaurs out there. I mean, how about Zakama Primal Calamity? A 9/9 for 9 mana. But hey, it also has, well, first of all, keyword tribal, vigilance, reach, trample, all over it. Great. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast, you untap a land you control, so you get all the mana back and maybe even then some. Also, 3 abilities, 3 damage any target. Destroy an artifact or enchantment, you gain 3 life. Lovely. That being said, again, you are discovering 9 with this hitting the battlefield, and you already got all your mana back. Sign of Calamity, ones that can actually keep making sure that you trigger on your turn at least. A 5/5 dinosaur for 5 mana. It's got Myriad, so when it attacks, you get a token copy of it, swinging at other opponents, basically, too. Oh, and by the way, when it deals counter to a player, you sort target artifact or enchantment that player controls, so a lot of great utility there, getting rid of your opponent's things. And obviously, again, when you swing, you're like, oh yeah, by the way, discover 5, because I made a 5/5. Good for me. Of course, a lot of amazing card advantage you can get off of this commander as well. Enchantment for 3 mana, Garrick's Uprising. Enters the battlefield, draw. You're definitely going to draw. You got creature power 4 or greater, draw a card. Creature control trample, amazing. Swing through, hit opponents, but most importantly, whenever a creature power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Get a lot of creatures in play again with this commander. Again, discover, and all of a sudden, draw a bunch of cards. And yeah, Blink is amazing with this commander as well. Cloud Shift. A single white mana, exile target creature control, return that card to the battlefield under your control. Basically a free way to go. Yeah, you're gone. You're back now. And now what's happening with this is, I get Discover again. for, again, an insane amount with some giant dinosaurs out there. This is a commander that is in a beloved tribe, one that is so much fun, that it was well supported as well, and one that, again, keeps getting better and better and better, and it gives you so much free, insane value. There's a reason why this is at number 9 right now. And in 10th place, Vivi Ornitier. Over 32,000 index to its name, just underneath Lazy Pants right now, but again, this one's been out barely a year, essentially, right? Vivi Ornitier is so incredibly powerful, so incredibly good, and, well, again, skyrocketing in popularity. A 0/3 wizard for 3 mana and Izzet Low the Ground. By paying 0 mana, add X mana in a combination of blue and or red. Rexes Vivi's power. Activate only during your turn, only once each turn. Cast a non-creature spell, 1 damage, well, to each opponent, but also you get a counter on Vivi. So you are growing Vivi all while pinging your opponents as well, and all while going, hey, yeah, more power I have, more mana I give you, which is absolutely crazy. And sure, there's a slight limitation on that. Again, only during your turn, only once each turn, but there's always ways around limitations, right? I mean, because you could just go, like, Deadeye Navigator, sure, okay, all right, 2 mana, blink the creature again, because you have Soulbound, you know, to Vivi, and you're like, okay, pay 1 and a blue, exile, return it to the battlefield. Obviously, though, that does reset the number of counters on it, so it's like, oh, well, how am I going to go infinite with that? I mean, any kind of ways, like Blackblader Forge or Rune Chanter Spike, of course. First strike, and gets plus X plus 0, X the number of instant sorcery cards in your graveyard. Very easy equipment to equip. So let's say you've got 5 instant sorceries in your graveyard. Very easy for you to get to with this commander and this type of a build. All of a sudden, Vivi gets plus 5 plus 0. You pay 2 mana to equip, and then you pay 2 mana to blink, and you keep doing this again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Because Vivi, when it comes back into play, is considered a brand new creature, a brand new card that ignores any past iterations of it, and essentially you can activate that ability again and again and again and again. You get infinite mana and you win. Even if you're not going infinite, though, insane things. Harmonic Prodigy is so good with this commander. Face Shaman or Wizard, you control triggers an ability. Well, that ability triggers initial time. So yeah, if you're casting on creature spells, an additional damage to all opponents, and also an extra counter on Vivi. Grow that even faster. And of course, we mentioned Curiosity earlier, but how about another one? Just as an example, Ophidian Eye. Flash it in, enchant creature deals damage to the opponent. You may draw a card. Again, Vivi's dishing out the damage. Now all of a sudden, every single time you cast a non-creature spell, you are drawing 3 cards. Yeah, Vivi has so much power potential, so many crazy combo combinations as well, and just, yeah, you can go big mana, you can go Spellslinger, you can go combo. It is a blast to play, and there's a reason why it is taking over and is skyrocketing in popularity right now. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on it, and of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.